All right. Hello, chef.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening, Amaka.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, yeah?
How are you feeling today?
Yeah. I'm feeling good. You see, I'm not open for business today. That's why I could, go to relax a
Take a
little
bit.
bit and be able to do this with you. You know.
Thank you for agreeing to do this.
I mean, it's all good. It's all good. We're doing it for God.
It's your girl Maxie, aka Amaka, Amax, or Mwamaka like my mother calls me. I enjoy gisting. I enjoy having deep and meaningful conversations with the people that I meet. And I thought it was important to actually sit down and document these conversations that I'm having. We'll have conversations with Amax, and you get to just dig into the minds of business owners and entrepreneurs. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you through these scintillating conversations.
Why food? Why do you do food?
Why do I do food? Oh, man. Food. The thing is, I know sometimes when you grow up in a family, like I see so many people like when they like people who are like some people are like they're actors, some people are like they are musicians. They're like and they're like, oh, because my uncle is a musician, I just follow that step, or because my dad is an engineer, I just follow that step. Some people they're like it's a pressure, because I want to be like my dad, I want to be like my uncle, I want to be like my mom. But for me, I like food from the beginning, from day one. I just love food. I just like to eat.
Yeah,
like
me.
Like I remember those days, right? Because I never grew up with my dad, right? My dad is already gone. Even when I was, he already gone like a long time. My dad was never there. Rest in peace, Dad.
Rest in peace.
And my mom owns the restaurant, and I grew up in the restaurant business.
Okay.
So I remember those days. After like I have two younger brothers, so I just normally like in the evening when time is for like it's time to eat, I will go to the restaurant and then bring. Like I go like for dinner, I go to the restaurant and then bring
food for dinner.
Get food for us, for me and my two brothers. For me at a young age, like I grew up very fast because I'm the eldest, right? I grew up like very fast, and I, like
so you were taking care of the siblings.
I think at 12 years, 12, 13 years, I've already start taking care of my two younger ones. I do like at young age. I started doing like a house chores, I clean the house, I do dishes, I wash, and there is no like a laundry machine or whatever.
By hand.
I remember those days, bath full of clothes. I wash it with my hands, soap and all that, and I will spread it outside to dry and all that. Yeah.
Did they help you? Did your brothers?
My brothers are very young then. Not like they're just there, for me. I just like right from young I just have that like I become like very responsible.
No, I'm the same.
And I became very like
so I get it.
Like always like
you grew up quickly. You matured. You became the second. You became a parent.
Like
because your mom too was also busy with her business.
Basically, she was dealing with her business. She's always in a restaurant, and I have to take care of the my younger ones. I have to bring food.
Did you ever cook in the restaurant with her, or?
Yes. So that is before I started like actually working in the restaurant. So I started doing. I go like during the time, like when time for dinner, I go to restaurant. This is like as if it's happening like yesterday.
Yeah.
I remember like I on the street. You walk on the street. Street of Lagos, right? I grew up in Lagos, so I just at night I go. Like a
basket or something,
whatever, bring the food home, and we sit down. We just sit on the floor, Everybody eats, and after that, everybody, finish.
And will your mom come with you?
And then later, no.
Okay,
later my mom will stay in the restaurant because those days, like everything is like they have to stay till late, like till like 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. sometimes.
So you really did raise your brother.
Yeah, I was like always me taking care of, taking care of the house, Before she come back, I have to like everything. Everybody, all the kids, my brothers are eating, they have gone to bed. And so then, as I get a little bit older, I think I was like about 13, 14. So I started going to the restaurant. So I started like helping. Like I don't know what happened. I think my younger ones they get a bit older. They were able to take care of themselves. I was able to start going to the restaurant.
You transitioned. You got promoted.
Yes. So also then too, my mom cannot continue to
run the kitchen.
Not that to run, like to hire like people to manage to help her. So like I have to come to help because those days very hard to when you bring the people, they walk, they after that they leave, or they do something silly, maybe they steal or something.
So she really wanted someone she could trust.
So I started helping her in the restaurant. First I started like doing working from the back of the kitchen. I started doing dishes, helping. I remember those days, I do dishes and I was very, very hardworking. I remember those ladies that work for her in the kitchen, like, you very hard. They always like a tap in the back. Good job, because I'm always very hardworking. I've been like really hard, like this hardworking thing. I've been like in your genes. From kid, it's like a brigade, right? You work yourself up. So I became the cashier, and then after that, I started to manage, and then I started to manage I basically started manage the whole restaurant. At a very young age.
Manager.
At a very young age, and then she still managed her business.
Yes.
But not like as very active.
Yes.
But then she have another manager and all that. So, but then that was when I started. I got an opportunity to start my own little restaurant
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yeah. I had a small restaurant in I remember then in Obalende area.
So hold on, take me back.
Okay.
So from working
for my mom's
restaurant.
In my mom's restaurant.
What age did you? You said around 12, 13, 14?
Around 13, 14.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you worked your way in the
restaurant. I worked my way until I was like 20. Let's say 19, 21.
Okay.
Don't forget, I was still in secondary school. Okay. I was still in high school.
Okay.
What they call it here.
Yeah.
So when I finished school, I go to the restaurant. So when I finished my secondary school, I went to, I did the Asian Day. I went to Yabatek a little bit. I think for 2 years or something like that.
What did you do at Yabatek?
Then I went. I did like business admin, all those type of.
Did you want to do it, or you just said, "Let me just do it"?
I was doing it, but then I was super busy working in the restaurant. It's just hard for me to concentrate. But then I had the opportunity to open my own, like to have my own business.
And was this in the school Yabatek area?
Yeah. No, that was in Obalende area.
Okay.
So I was in Obalende. Like I had my business in Obalende.
Okay.
My mom's restaurant was in mainland.
Okay.
Bashulai Road. I remember the road. Bashulai Road, 103 Bashulai Road. Yeah. And then in Obalende, I can't remember the address, but I know I was in Obalende. I'm in Obalende. I remember those days when I opened my own the first time when we brought this idea of me like having my own business, even at that young age. My mom kind of, she was really she was more kind of behind it. She come to help me. Then I wasn't like very comfortable doing the cooking.
Yeah.
She would come and do the cooking.
Okay, so when you opened this business, you weren't the chef.
Yeah, I wasn't the chef.
You're using your business admin.
Exactly. Just to manage it.
So how did you hire people to cook? Like, what was it like? Was it a?
I didn't hire anybody to cook.
So
then
how was it?
when I was in her restaurant, I learned few things and all that, and then just to be more, I wanted to be more like the same way in her own restaurant. So I had to she have to transport her to come in the morning, come to my restaurant, do the cooking, help me. What we cook together. I learned.
This is your mom or other people?
My mom. So I was learning from there, and then she, we did that like few months, and then after that I grasped everything that she was doing, and I started doing myself, and then and then she stopped like coming. And basically, I just become like, this is me. That's how I kind of, you know, I learned it from her, and I learned from the cooking and all that. So I when I started doing it myself, and then she stopped coming.
Wow.
Then I became, I think at the age of 21.
21.
21. I'm already like a full
Wow.
full like a businessman, you know,
Yeah,
like even
food
I was,
entrepreneur.
even I was like I remember those days, you know. It's very funny, you know. This is like those, you know, sometimes, you know, like I know, like as I'm talking to you right now, the whole picture
Yeah, it
is
feels
just
like
it's just
real.
playing,
Yeah.
you know. Like I just try to like, oh wow, like at this age I was doing this.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm telling you this, because I see some kids at that age, what like in this country, what they are doing, like it's like wow, like at that age, you know, I was actually this
Running the
mature.
business. Yeah.
You know, I was actually this mature. I was actually like doing this, you know. Because I remember I have so many like some customers, some guys, you know, people, you know, I know all these guys that sell. If you know Obalende, there's these guys that do that sell like grease, that sell grease, you know, like a grease to like mold where they sell like a petrol, like they hustle all this, you know. Most of them they're from Obosi, you know, Obosi in Igbo land. Is it Obosi or Obosi? Something it's called like Anambra in there, Anambra guys, you know. Most of them they make money like selling like a
lubricant, like
gasoline, like gasoline, like a fuel, you know, all this. You know,
So
instead of the motorway, you know, they hustle on the like under the bridge, in Obalende area. Most of them when they hustle, like it's time for them to eat, they have their lunch. They come to my restaurant and all that.
So what kinds of dishes did you have in your restaurant?
So those days, I basically like bring all the ideas that I learned from my mom's restaurant. It's called Glamour Restaurant. I have like fufu, like amu. We call it amu today. And we have eba, gari. I have egusi. I have rice and stew. And I do jollof rice too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were making it predominantly for the individuals, the you know, the laborers or the businessmen who were selling
exactly
in the Obalende area. So you were really servicing.
So I have like the restaurant there was like, I would say, if I have to remember the size, it's like, I would say like, I don't know, 5-6 tables.
Okay.
Max.
Okay.
And you know, I remember those days. Sometimes I'm late and people like, oh brother, what kind of soup do you have today? And then I tell them I have egusi and obono and bitter leaf. I say, yo, do you have vegetable today? Something like that, you know. So I said, okay, tomorrow I'll make vegetable soup.
So you pre-made the dishes before they came in, and then you essentially served.
No. I not like like I cook this like in the morning. In the morning, you go, you buy, like you go to the market. I actually go. In fact, I go to the market in the mainland, and I travel from mainland to the island. I remember using like this yellow bus. What's it called? Danfo.
The Danfo
bus. Every day I pass through that mainland bridge every morning.
Wow.
Now so every morning. January to December, Monday to Sunday, like every day.
So how long did you do this for?
I think I run that business for like 2 years. I run the business for 2 years. You know, I run the business for 2 years, and then you know, at that age, I kind of have an idea of like, you know, that's where I kind of have like,
figure out what you want to do.
Yeah. So this is the food. Not food I won't do. Not food I won't sell.
So that is where you.
Now food I won't do, you know, people. Now food, you know.
So is that an experience that happened before you opened your restaurant, while you were doing the restaurant, or after that 2 years you're like, wait, I like this thing and I think this is what I want to do? At what point was it working in your mother's restaurant, her helping you to build your own restaurant? Or you even like, you know, interacting with your customers? Because that's
so
an interesting
part this is a good question. So those days, right, in that restaurant, I met so many good people because I didn't have like like I remember I told I didn't have that, you know. But I have so many, like there's this man called Alaji. I can never forget him. I know by now maybe he must have died because he'd be old. I remember that man, very good, very good to me. He's always even there's some other restaurant, there's something like flashy, whatever, but he always
He came to you.
come to me, and I remember he always had this place that he always sit and he drink, he like drinking Gouda. Gouda is his
Alaji,
favorite.
if you're hearing, if you're still alive, Alaji's children.
And Alaji is always like there, you know, he would just keep drinking. He liked drinking, and then we just sometimes, if I'm not busy, I just sit down with him. We just talk, and we just keep, like, you know, he's very, you know. And there's another man too that usually come from the barrack there. You know, the man is huge, and he come and he's very clean, very clean. This man wash his hand like I don't know 4 times. You have to wash it with soap, and then I need to bring another water again. You need to wash, keep washing, and then you have to clean before he start to eat. Like, he's like very extremely high. I don't know the kind of that man is so clean.
Like me.
Yeah. So that's like a few guys, and there's another guy like that hustle under the bridge. He sell clothes, you know, like he's very good, nice guys, Igbo guys, you know. I met some, you know, so people like, so that's a like relation, you know, that like meeting people, you know, like that kind of make me like, this is a nice profession. So it's a very good profession.
You like interacting with people. You like people.
Yeah, I like people when I'm in the mood.
When you're in a good mood.
When I'm in the mood, you know. So like I just you know, so it's good. Like, you know, like also here, you know, when I start Afrobeat Kitchen, when we open the door, people coming in, the way people received us, you know, like
you fast forwarded from
okay.
From
I'm too fast now.
Balogun
for Obalende.
Obalende. Okay. From Obalende to Afrobeat. So
that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah. So
in terms of food. So you discovered. You said, okay, this is what I want to do.
This is what I want to do. That is when I was like 21, right? Going to 22, right? So something happened between that.
Okay.
I think for like, I don't know, I would say for like between like 21 to 22, something happened. So I wasn't into food. I wasn't into food then. So you know, those days, young guys, they want to leave the country. You know, they call it jackpot, right? Things are hard, and everybody just want to say, yo,
you're looking for more opportunity.
What's going on out there? You know, we are all here. We don't know. You know, people tell you know, but we see friends. We see some uncles living. The guys on this like elder brothers living. Sometimes you see, oh, this guy don't go, and then you want to, you know, all those days, you know. Oh, me too. I want to try live to see what's happening. You know, like normal. Obviously,
it's very
obviously Nigerian. Guys who are in Nigeria, you understand what I'm saying, you know, like everybody want to leave, you know. I remember those days, you know, I'm just telling you this story. This is my story, like growing up in Nigeria, you know. I remember some guys that we grew up in the same street. One guy, Emeka is in US now. Emeka was like, we grew up in the same area, right?
Yeah.
You know, right now he's in US. He went as a student. I had Demola. Demola also, so my good friend, is in UK now. So everybody just want to like even right now, those guys that we really want to, we want to leave. Most of them left.
Yeah.
So it's like, so what I'm saying is that whatever you put your mind, like you will happen.
Yeah.
But just that you just keep trying. Don't stop trying.
Exactly. You have to put the energy.
Yeah, you have to just keep going, but it will work. It will work. But just that don't give up, you know. Demola has so many times, like those days, he got rejected so like many embassies. You know, but later he got a visa to Finland. From Finland, he was a student, and then from there, now he's in UK with his family. Okay, my story. So my story is that I got a visa to go to China.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is strange, right?
And did you just try for anywhere, or did you have an idea of what could possibly happen in China?
I didn't try I think I can't remember. I think I tried to go to US as a student, by the way. But then
It didn't work out.
It didn't work
So
out.
China was.
But then I tried China. So I think God just wanted me to go to China because I think God wanted to plan something for me there.
Woo, okay.
You know, so it was when I was in
intervention.
China. I think I stayed in China for almost a year before I met my wife.
Your sweetheart.
My sweetheart, my angel that God sent, to be like, oh, Victor, I have something for you in China, come. And that's where I met her. So that's where we started. So the whole story just changed and all that.
And then when you were in China, were you also doing food, or did you have to do other things?
In China, this is funny. In China, right? When I was in China, there's some. We have like few. I think I was in Beijing, right?
Okay.
But in Guangzhou, there's like 1 or 2 guys doing Nigerian food.
Okay.
Every time I go to Guangzhou, I was like, how's that possible? How's this guy? How's it possible? He have like in a market, right? He have his own restaurant. I was like, wow, this is possible. I was actually thinking about it.
Okay.
I was thinking, but then before then I was doing a trade. I was like buying stuff, sending to Nigeria. My brother helping me to sell and like send me back money. I decided to stay in China, by the way, and then because it's like cost of living is very cheap.
Affordable.
It's very affordable in China, even compared to.
So I should just go to China.
Yeah. I don't know now, but it's a long time ago. But those days. Yeah. So I did some few stuff in China. I was I joined a band. I was
what?
I was a drummer.
Sorry, you just slipped that in there.
No. You just said so many things happen in China. Like sometimes I just want to China. My life in China, man. Even it's very funny. Like I did a movie. I did a scene, like a short scene with DMS. This is weird, but I tell people when I tell people sometimes they'll be like, "How's that possible?" But it's actually true, But this just happened. Sometimes when something like a movie something is just happening.
Yeah.
It just happened like a flash. Bam, it just happened. Everything happened, and then.
So were you an extra in the music?
Just
video?
A little bit of not actually a music video. It's like he's actually doing a movie, full movie.
Okay.
So they were like, I was. It's a story. Like sometimes I tell I don't know. Even
tell them.
Even right now, if I tell I don't know my kids. My kids. They don't even know. They don't know.
What are they? They're not Gen Z.
I don't know the next upper one, the alpha. So anyway, I was just chilling with my friends in a school, somewhere we're just having drink and all that, and then some Chinese guys just come out. We're looking for somebody who can do extra for DMS. I was like, what do you mean DMS? What do you mean? Like, you sure DMS? And those days I have a phone, but obviously you're not sure. It's not be now. If to say that now, I will have I'll have the big how would I put it? The big picture. I'll put it in my restaurant me and DMS.
Yeah.
But
it's okay, don't worry. It's a memory that you have.
Anyway, I just say, okay, let's go. And then he picked five guys, including me and all that. They are all more kind of from the French African country. And then we all went. We do a little bit of how would I put it? Audition, something like that. We do audition and all that. And then when later when we came out, they picked me instead of other guys and all that. They'll be like, oh, because you look like more rugged. You look like more. You look more like someone who can play the part and all that.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, even those days I used to have a very
afro,
very hair. I do cornrow those days.
So you were.
And then they say, oh, you have to shave my hair. I have to shave my hair.
So did you?
I have to because the opportunity to do that, I have to shave my hair for that. And then I don't even know how much they even pay me. I don't know. Is it like $500 or something? Yeah, maybe $500 or $1,000. I can't even remember. But he said in those days, it's like a good money.
Yeah.
That was like 2000 and was it 2007? Between 2007 2008. 2005? Okay, I think 2005 then. Yes, that's early days.
Wow.
So I did that with him, and I shaved my hair. I think, yeah, and then it was fun. It was his guys, his bodyguard. They were passing joint, and I was taking a hit with them, and we were chilling. We were chilling and all that. It was bonding. We were bonding. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was fun, and then I was doing that, and then after that, I went back home. I went back to Nigeria, and then from home I went to UK. With my wife.
Did she come to Nigeria with you?
Yes, she came to Nigeria from Canada. She went to Nigeria and came and met me. And then from Nigeria we both went to the UK.
Okay.
And then in the UK I discovered my passion. Not that I discovered my passion.
You rekindled.
I rekindled that passion again,
But how? So were you still trading while you were doing all this? Have nothing to do with
in the UK, right?
Yes, in the UK.
No, in the UK, I didn't stop the whole business thing. Okay. So I was like, I'm here now. I have my hand, I have my eyes, I have my leg. I need to, I have a young little my beautiful angel. I have to take care of my little girl.
Yeah.
And I have to work. Yeah. So they ask myself, what do you know how to do? You can cook, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. You can work in the kitchen, right? You become is part of you, right? So I started working in a different kitchen. I was doing they call it a kitchen porter. Kitchen porter in the UK is people who do guys who do dishes.
Yes.
So I was doing dishes, through agent, not even like a restaurant, through agent. Sometimes there's job today, sometimes there's no job, but all the time in the morning, if you really need a job, you have to go to the office, to the agent, and then you'll be waiting for a restaurant, for a corporation to call for you to for you to go there and work. It's not stable.
Yeah.
So from there, some of the restaurants that I go to, you do a good job, they'll be like, oh, okay, can you come back not through the agent? Can you just come so that, so from there, I started getting jobs, I started, I could remember the job where I started actually working my way up in their kitchen and learning their technique was the parlor. The parlor is called, the restaurant is called the parlor. The parlor is in Canary Wharf in London, UK.
Okay.
Canary Wharf. I don't know if the parlor is still exists now, but I believe they see, because it's a big chain. It's owned by a different a group of people who are very rich people, wealthy guys, and they have a different restaurant. So the one I was working was the parlor. It's like a gastropub. So I was working as a dishwasher. Then from there I started prepping, and from there I started working on the salad, and then from there I have this guy from Mali. He's a chef. He's their chef. No, not the guy. That's another white guy that is their chef. And then the guy see the way I work, I organize, I do, I'm very hardworking. And then he asked me one day, "What do you want to come to the front? You want to do to the kitchen? Start with doing the dessert or whatever, put the dessert together, and then toss salad. From there, as I'm doing that, I'll be watching, because the line is you can see everything. For me, nobody say, Victor, do this. Now,
you
by
are
looking
watching and absorbing.
You look, you see, this guy take tongue, grab this, put there. When that guy not there, you go the same to do the same thing like that.
Yeah.
The same thing. Time. Also, everything at timing.
Yeah.
Do the same thing, So that's how I learn. I keep building myself, and from there, and after that, when I left there, any job that I get, I'm not a dishwasher. I'm a live cook. After the first job, I said, even though only 2 months experience you get working online, whether na salary you toss, whether you just stay beside person where they work for pan on the pan or the grill or whatever. If you get another job, tell them, say, you're not a dishwasher anymore. Say you are now a line cook.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Now so just be. Tell them, say you get all the experience. You get all the experience. You just as they work. Now so you go to learn. You will be learning as you go. You learn as you go. That's how that. So slowly I built myself. You know, I started working in a different kitchen and working at saute, working the pan, working it's called saute. Sauce. Yeah, sauce.
I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry to cut it short, but catch us next week for the next part of these conversations.